I'm Shay Russell for mining.com.au, and today I'm speaking with Don Smith, the Managing Director of Tempest Minerals. Don, how are you?
G'day, Shay. How are you?
Good, thank you. Great to have you on. I love it when the geos are out on site getting their boots dirty. Now, for everybody listening, you're actually coming to us today from a tent in the little sandy desert at your Five Wheels project.
I am.
Mate, what are you doing on site?
Well, we've got a two-part activity here at the Five Wheels project. The first one is that we're spending some time with our traditional owners and learning about the way that they have lived in the past. The groups here in the north of Wiluna, they were the last groups to come off the land into town. So they're still very connected to what they do, and we're enjoying learning about that. The second part of what we're doing is we're doing a bunch of sampling, so geochem sampling, soil sampling around the project.
Now, we haven't actually spoken about the Five Wheels project much over our chats in the past few months.
hmm
So you're doing soil sampling now. Tell me, what are you looking for out there?
Base metals primarily, but of course we always have our eyes open for anything. The reason we're doing that is we're a long strike from Rumble Resources, their giant zinc discovery, and we have comparable rocks, and I say a long strike, and we're in the first phase of exploration, looking at the geochem at the surface.
Now, listen, I'm probably one of the few people you'll meet who get excited about zinc. Tell me, is there any chance that you think you might be pulling out zinc samples, or is there traces of copper that you're seeing at surface?
There's no trace. There's quite a lot of cover here and sand and that kind of thing, but that doesn't mean that we can't find answers once we've run our analyses on these samples. However, in terms of prospectivity, as I said before, we're a long strike. We're in the same geological units that host both Rumble and Strickland, and we certainly have some interest here. In the past, previous sampling, there was zero point 0.1 zinc at the surface in the soils, and also some iron ore drilling done here in the distant past hit the same rocks that we're looking for, but they never assayed it because they're only looking for iron ore.
Oh, I love that. That's a promise that there might be something else that got left behind. Now, before we close up today, I just wanted to ask you, obviously, you're doing soil sampling, but the end of the field season is drawing near. When could we expect to see results of this?
Look, as with all our work, we're doing it progressively. So we'll finish this in about 2 weeks, and then the data will be run through box scan and other analyses, as well as going to the laboratory. So we'll have a combination of data out in within a month.
And oh, well, I'm looking forward to that news coming through. And just to take us home today, you mentioned that you've got some excellent neighbours nearby. You're a long strike from Rumble Resources. I believe Lodestar is also a neighbour of yours. So that tells me that maybe perhaps this isn't an isolated project and that it's actually got good infrastructure nearby.
Look, it's still pretty remote. We're in the middle of the desert, but yeah, there are roads and everything, and certainly people are working to make this more accessible, and including us.
All right, Don, I know you have politely said that it's not too bad out there right now, that it's only 35 degrees in the desert where you are. So seeing as it's not too bad, I should let you get off this call and let you get back out into the desert and go dig up those soil samples, because I would love to see what comes out of the rocks. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks a lot, Shay.